Every day, while most of us sit at desks or work in comfortable environments, a select group of people walk directly into the jaws of danger. They face extreme heights, crushing pressures, and unpredictable forces of nature, all to perform jobs that are essential to our modern world. These are the top 10 most dangerous professions on Earth, where every shift is a gamble with fate. Starting our list at number 10, roofers. It's not just the dizzying heights that make this job so perilous. It's the combination of that height with slippery surfaces, exposure to harsh weather, and the constant bending and lifting. A single misstep, a loose shingle, or a moment of lost balance can lead to a catastrophic fall. Beyond the risk of falling, roofers face long-term health risks from constant exposure to the sun and inhalation of chemical fumes from roofing materials. At number 9, we have truck drivers. While it may seem sedentary, it's one of the deadliest jobs in terms of sheer numbers. Long, monotonous hours on the road lead to crippling fatigue and the high risk of falling asleep at the wheel. They face unpredictable weather, reckless drivers, and the immense pressure of tight deadlines. Every mile is a negotiation with physics, where a fully loaded truck cannot stop on a dime. The road is an unforgiving workplace. Coming in at number 8 is one of humanity's oldest professions, farming. But don't let the pastoral imagery fool you. Modern farms are industrial workplaces filled with deadly machinery. Tractors can overturn, powerful PTO shafts can entangle clothing and limbs in an instant, and livestock, especially large animals like bulls and horses, are unpredictably strong. Farmers work long hours alone, meaning an accident can go unnoticed for a long time, turning a simple injury into a tragedy. At number 7, we have the men and women who keep the lights on, power line installers. They work with thousands of volts of electricity, where a single mistake, a tiny gap in their insulating gear, or a sudden storm can deliver a fatal electrocution. They perform this delicate work while perched high in the air, often in terrible weather conditions when the grid fails. They are the first responders to electrical disasters, walking directly into the storm to restore power to everyone else. Number 6 takes us to the construction site. It's a chaotic symphony of heavy machinery, falling objects, and precarious heights. A moment of miscommunication can see a load dropped from a crane. An unmarked trench can collapse, burying a worker alive. Electrocution from live wires, injuries from power tools, and falls from scaffolding are constant threats. Building our skylines and infrastructure comes at a tremendous risk to the workers on the front lines. While commercial airline travel is incredibly safe, the pilots who fly smaller aircraft face much greater dangers, placing them at number 5. We're talking about bush pilots delivering supplies to remote Alaskan villages, helicopter pilots for medical evacuation or logging, and crop dusters flying perilously low to the ground. They fly in all weather conditions, often into unprepared landing zones, with little room for error. A single engine failure at low altitude can be unsurvivable. Cracking the top 5 at number 4 are deep-sea fishermen. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics consistently ranks this as one of the most deadly jobs. They work in the most treacherous environment on Earth, the open ocean. A storm can appear out of nowhere, creating waves that can capsize a vessel. The work itself is brutally physical, hauling heavy nets on wet, slippery decks where a single misstep can send a man overboard into freezing water, often with little chance of recovery. It's a lonely, cold, and relentless battle against the sea. On the podium at number 3, we find loggers. It's a profession with a fatality rate that is exponentially higher than the average job. The dangers are immense. Multi-ton trees, often called widowmakers, can fall without warning or snap back violently when cut. The heavy machinery used to process and move logs is incredibly powerful and unforgiving. The work is done in remote areas, far from emergency medical help, turning what might be a survivable injury in the city into a fatal one in the woods. At number 2, we honor the men and women serving in active military roles, particularly in combat zones. The danger here needs little explanation. It is the constant and immediate threat of enemy fire, improvised explosive devices, and the chaos of war. Beyond the physical trauma, the job carries immense psychological tolls, including PTSD that can last a lifetime. They face dangers that are intentional and designed to be lethal, making their sacrifice one of the greatest on this list. And now the number 1 most dangerous job in the world might surprise you. Based on fatality rates per 100,000 workers, the most dangerous job is commercial fishing, specifically in certain fisheries like Alaskan crab fishing. While we mentioned fishermen at number 4, the specific subset of crab fishermen in the Bering Sea face a risk level that is in a league of its own. They work on icy decks in hurricane-force winds, hauling heavy pots in a race against time with freezing water that can kill a person in minutes. It is, by the numbers, the most lethal profession in the modern world. These jobs remind us of the fragility of life and the incredible courage of those who perform essential, high-risk work. The next time you flip a light switch, drive on a road, or buy food, remember the immense risk taken by others to make our modern lives possible. Which job surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below.